And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Seasons is a fantastic game, and so easy choice for me to check out each expansion. Now, if you would look at my last review of the expansion, I said, added some mechanisms, nothing really major, but, you know, it added some cool new cards, so I liked that about it at least, but I didn't think it was absolutely that big of a deal. Well, this expansion's almost close to that exact expansion. It adds the same things. There's one difference, and that difference is actually pretty interesting. But it adds some more cool cards. Let's take a look at what's involved here, and we'll be back. The first thing we're going to look at is enchantment cards. Enchantment card, you pick one, and you basically, it's like a rule that you add to the whole game. Here's some examples. Here, at the end of every year, everyone passes a card to the left. Here, this one, whenever you transmute and you get 15 or more crystals, then you can take a power card from the draw pile, and you can either add it or to your hand or discard it. Here, at Season's turn, if you have all 4 types of energy, you get 4 crystals. So just kind of a rule that you add to the game, and there's different things, and you probably won't remember what they are, but the book tells you. There's 10 of these. There was 10 in the first expansion, so you have many different choices to pick from. But 2 of these choices add a die to the game. This is a black die, shown here. And the way the black die works is, let's say I take a regular die and I'm not happy with that die. So simply I say I'm not going to take the effects of that, and instead I'm going to roll this black die and take whatever it shows here. Now the black die has different various effects on the sides. I mean, this one's a great one. You get 2 resources of your choice. But you also can get destiny points. That's what that little moon sign is. A pile of destiny points come with the game, and whenever you roll one, you take a destiny point. Some sides show more destiny points. Here are 3 crystals and 2 destiny points, etc. At the end of the game, whoever has the most destiny points will get 20 points total. So 20 extra points, 20 crystals that you will be added to your score at the end of the game. If there's a tie, both players get 10. There's another card that allows you to re-roll the black die, and every time you do that, you get an extra 3 crystals too, which makes it even more tempting to re-roll the black die. The next thing the expansion adds are 6 more of these basic special powers that you get that fit into the hole in your board here, and these are things that you can use, and once you use it, you flip it over. So for example here, this lets me roll the black die in addition to what I normally do, and then once I use that at the end of the game, it's going to be worth 5 points. Sometimes when you flip them over, they're actually going to be worth negative points, like this one here. I can get extra cards, but then at the end of the game, it's going to be worth minus 5 points. Only 6 of these are included in this expansion. There was 12 included in the first one, so this isn't really good by itself. But if you want these special powers, you can add them to the first expansion, and now you have 18 to pick from. And now the new power cards. I'm not going to show you every single one, just a smattering of different ones. This one here basically lets you untap other cards. This one here, you can discard 2 energy of the same type to increase your summoning gauge by 1 and get crystals. It's pretty cool. You can, once you have this, you don't have to worry about taking stars on dice anymore. We got the Staff of Winter, the Chrono Ring. This one's interesting. Whenever the season marker moves forward by 3 or more, you get 4 crystals or an energy. So you're hoping that time goes by faster. It's also worth 12 points. Here you can discard or sacrifice a power card to get 12 crystals. That's a pretty neat ability. This here is a very interesting one. It's Iola's Replicator. Basically, you can discard one of the blue energy to put a replica power card in play. And it's basically just worth 7 points. So what you can do is just use this to continually pump yourself out with 7 points. It's not as good as it might seem, though, because those do take up slots as power cards. So I don't know, I haven't played enough yet with this one. Every time if I've gotten it, I feel like it almost seems like it's going to fill my whole hand up. I'm not sure how I feel about this one yet. What do we got next here? The Psychic Cage. When this comes into play, you put a trap token on it. The trap token comes like this, and basically the next time someone plays a power card, they're going to have to either discard a power card or sacrifice one and play already. The token is really not that necessary, but yeah, it is a cool thing to add. Here's another -5, so now there's 2 of them in the game, which you'll want to pass this along and get rid of it because you don't want the -5 points. Magna Core is a really cool card, 0 points, but you're going to get fire every time someone summons a power card. Very useful, and then you can sacrifice it to get 3. And then here, at the end of a round, you get 3 crystals if you have no power cards in your hand. So that's pretty neat. Now I'm going to show you my 5 favorite cards from this expansion. First, we have Grammel the Banisher. You just name a card. If someone else has that card in their hand, they have to discard it, and you get the energy. Now, when you're playing with a draft, this is very powerful, and it's pretty cool. And so I like this one quite a bit. This one here, worth 14 points, but allows you to put a deadpool on someone else. So for example, let's say this guy was out. You could, well, he doesn't have actually a permanent ability. Let's say though that I have a minion out with abilities. You basically can place a deadbolt and cancel those abilities. Good feature, looks good, plays well on the card. So I like the Tangleweed Dew. The Oracle places power cards in the middle table for each player. So let's say you're playing with 4 players, you put 4 power cards in the middle, and players can start taking those cards and paying and putting them out. The Potion of the Ancients here, you can sacrifice it and do 2 different things. Take 4 energy tokens, increase your summoning gauge by 2. I like it because it has a lot of different options. And then the Chalice of Eternity, it's fun, it's random, costs 1 of each energy, and you can, at the end of each turn, you put an energy token on it. Once there's 4 on it, you discard them, and you will draw the first 4 cards, and you get to put 1 into play automatically. Really a neat card. So that's basically all the stuff that was added in this expansion. Okay, my opinion of this one, if you go watch the previous expansion, is the exact same thing. Okay, it's exact same, except I really love that black die. I like that black die so much that I don't care about the event cards. I'm just going to include that anytime I play, as long as I can get the people to agree with me. We're just always going to use it. It's always there. It's always an option to take because you may not want your die, and so here is another option. Adding one very simple option, a possible 20 points at the end of the game. That's an easy thing. It's not overwhelming. It's not bad, but at the same time, something to go for. I like it. A cool idea. So that's an easy addition. The new cards, I like them a lot. Some cool effects and neat things. A little bit more complicated than the original game, or even maybe more than the last expansion. So it was cool to add those in the mix. And the other stuff, the enchantments or giving special abilities. I actually like the special abilities a little bit more now because now I have both expansions worth. So mixing them up gives lots of people different options. But I still find that a little bit fiddly and not... The thing about Seasons is all these cool card combinations. What kind of cool card combinations? There is even more cool card combinations. I'm almost at the point where I want to take out one of every card because the deck is big enough that we still wouldn't go through it with that many different cards now. And so there's only one of each card in the deck, but at the same time, it's kind of cool maybe that there's 2 cards at the same one. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm starting to ramble, but this is a good expansion if you want more cards. The black die is great, and the other stuff is okay. I mean, you can add it. It's better when both expansions are put together in that regard. Now, if I had to get one of the expansions, then Path of Destiny would be my choice. But still, more Seasons is always a good thing.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!
There.